Oh, I didn't have it. I'll take it off mute. All right, let me take this off too.
Oh. Okay, welcome everybody, folks. Welcome, gather around. This is episode 2 of Inside Botanics. This is, if you guys haven't watched the first episode, let me go get the exact name on that one.
It's real, dude. He's put a lot of work. Like he's done a lot of it's amazing.
The first episode was titled 70H, The Hidden Dangers Exposed Inside the Controversy. This that you are about to watch is hot off the press. This is episode 2. So buckle in, enjoy the ride. Damn it, I always forget I'm the one that's got to start it. Okay, here we go, folks.
Can we agree that kratom's not an opioid?
Kratom is a plant, so you extract the alkaloids from kratom, and you get metragenine and 7-hydroxymetragenine, as well as a few other kratom alkaloids. But kratom itself is just a plant.
Hi, my name is Corey. I was an alcoholic for 8 years until I found kratom. It, within the first dose, completely took away my desire to drink.
I spent 20 months begging God every night to let me die because the pain was just unbearable. And then I found kratom. With it, I was able to hike Mount Kilimanjaro last year. And without it, I can't even get out of bed.
That single purchase turned into dependence, which turned into addiction. Over time, this substance changed how he thought and functioned. He lost his job, dropped out of school, and moved out of state.
I bet you'd think you'd say I'm a recovering addict, but I'm not. I'm a widower because I lost my wife to this product.
And now I have to suffer through an addiction to something legal from the gas station.
This is the actual bonding agent now extracted, put into a pure extract tab, flavored, sold in fun colors at a gas station.
But I'll show you. Oh my God. I almost just hit that car. Holy. That's 70H for you. Anyways. Let me set my phone here. I'm sure in the next minute or two you'll start to see what my eyes look like.
In every industry, there's a line between truth and deception. The botanical world is no different. Plants like kratom carry real history, real healing, and real culture. But today, they're buried beneath confusion and manipulation. Inside Botanics pulls back that curtain. This series explores the hidden world behind the botanical industry, tracing how truth and transparency have become rare commodities in a marketplace built on claims of wellness. Across the industry, misinformation spreads faster than truth. Synthetic 7-hydroxymetragenine is being sold and labeled as kratom, damaging lives, poisoning trust, and misleading the public. Companies hide behind lab reports and influencer narratives, pushing something chemical while calling it natural. We're here to expose that. For us, this story is personal. We've spent years documenting the line between truth and corruption, and this is one of the clearest battles we've seen yet.
In our last episode, we kind of dropped a lot of information on you, and what we received was some feedback from both sides of the fence. There's several things I want to talk about that I don't think I accurately addressed, and I want to make sure I do now before we move forward into uncovering a bunch of other stuff. First and foremost, this is not a push for you to go and use kratom. This is a push for you to understand the difference between kratom and 7-OH and the dangers of 7-OH.
But what I don't want to see is, do I want my 17 or 18-year-old kid to be able to go down to the store and buy 7-OH pills off there, not knowing how addictive they truly are.
Bad actors are mislabeling potent 7-OH as traditional kratom, misleading consumers. Unlike natural kratom, 7-OH is synthetic and highly addictive. This confusion risks Utah becoming the 7th state to ban kratom threatening thousands of responsible users. Since this is happening right in our own backyard, it felt important to be there as the conversations unfolded in real time.
My name is Laura Romney. I'm from Layton, Utah, and I am a 9-year Kratom consumer. I have a severe facial nerve disease called trigeminal neuralgia, where I went through a myriad of things to try to solve this and just get my life back. And I finally found that in Kratom.
Laura's testimony stood out to us. With so many people there, she was limited to 1 minute at the microphone, and it left us wanting to hear more about her story.
So here I just found what I wanted. I was like, this is amazing. I'm finally functioning. I'm doing all this stuff. I joined the gym. I did all these great things. And then I hear that there is possibly going to be a ban. And I about freaked out.
One of the votes that I regret, in 2019, we passed the Kratom Protection Act. I was told that Kratom was safe and it wasn't a problem. And I think what you're going to see today with the witnesses here today, that's simply not true. We've had substantial problems in the state of Utah.
Not just a ban on 7-OH, the synthetic products, but a ban on all of Kratom. And I was just stunned. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. The one state in the nation that's doing it right is now we're facing a ban threat.
A lot of times when we've done researching with the death, there's significant amount of 7-hydroxy in that particular product. Do you know if that particular product or other products that you've researched that related in death were high in 7-hydroxy?
Yeah, I actually don't know the answer to that. I apologize.
During the hearing in Utah, experts blamed Kratom, but when asked what was actually involved, Kratom or 7-hydroxy, silence. That confusion is not accidental, and bad actors will move on, leaving an industry ransacked and thousands stripped of a plant that helped them live.
It's a big deal, and I just want you to imagine that you finally found something that is helping you for your health and well-being, or for your pain, or even for as a harm reduction tool, and someone is telling you that literally overnight I could become a criminal. And just for trying to treat my pain, I could become a criminal? That's insane.
Back at the Capitol, there was broad agreement that 7-hydroxy should be banned. Yet the clear distinction between 7-hydroxy and pure leaf kratom was repeatedly overlooked. In response, Ryan, the CEO of Diversified Botanics, attempted to explain why treating them as the same was a critical mistake.
In closing, I want to leave you this question. It's not really to regulate or not to. It's whether we're able to regulate intelligently based off of science. Utah led the nation in 2019 by passing the KCPA, the Kratom Consumer Protection Act. This legislation, SB 48 and SB 101, represents the next natural evolution of that leadership, while strengthening the ban on dangerous synthetics. Regulatory responses should be concentrated and focused on the parts that cause the most harm, being 7-OH. I'm happy to answer any questions, and I appreciate your time from the committee.
Ryan's point reflected what we've heard countless times, that the focus should be on where the real harm is coming from. And across the hundreds of stories shared with us, one pattern kept repeating. Many people didn't choose 7-OH. They were introduced to it thinking it was kratom, when it's fundamentally different. We spoke to Dr. Mitchell, who is a board-certified addiction medicine specialist, who spoke about this exact problem.
Well, I'd love to see the FDA or someone do testing on this so they could really label this correctly, because labeling something as kratom and they put in 7-OH to enhance the feeling turns this into a total different drug than that the person thought he was or she was going to take.
It didn't take long to find someone who was a victim of 7-OH being mislabeled as regular kratom, and to hear how deeply it affected their life. Here's Kaylee's story.
On the shelves that they said it was kratom extracts, and I was like, oh, okay, so like it's just like condensed kratom, and they were like, yeah, it's just like what dab is. That's what they told me exactly. They said it's just what dab is to weed. They said that it was like fruity, it tasted like candy, and I'm like, that's perfect because I hate the way kratom tastes. Like that would be perfect for me. So I tried it, and then I liked it, obviously, and then it was all good until it wasn't, and I drained my bank account and everything went downhill from there.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
When did you notice that you were addicted to it? When it was causing problems?
So I took it for about like 2 weeks, and I was just kind of like enjoying the feeling, and it was helping me. It made me a little more energetic. And then I was like, I'm taking this too much and I'm spending too much money on it. So I was just like, I'm not gonna buy it today. And then I started having the physical withdrawals, which I've never experienced in my life. I've never actually been addicted to a substance because both of my parents are addicts, so I try to avoid that kind of thing. And like with the kratom, I was never addicted to it. Like I could just take it like once or twice and then like not touch it for months. I never had an issue. But yeah, I started having like body shakes, and I was really like irritable, and I had a lot of brain fog, and I just noticed that like I knew right then and there, I'm like, wow, I'm physically dependent on this, and this is bad. And so obviously like right then and there, I didn't feel like I was in the right headspace to try to battle the addiction, so I just gave in and I went and bought more, and that lasted for like 8 months.
Kaylee's story is just one of many across different ages, backgrounds, and incomes. We have seen how 70H has unexpectedly taken over people's lives and arrived with no warning. These stories of 70H are not unique to the US, it's happening worldwide.
Since 2024, Australian authorities have been discovering a new type of substance that's coming into Australia called 7-hydroxymetragenine. They are also having a very, very hard time trying to source and stop this drug from entering the country. The biggest concern for Border Force right now is our connection to Thailand, located in Southeast Asia, where it is a holiday destination for Australians. And in fact, some Australians have been encouraged to bring this product back to the country via illegal means.
Some countries are banning kratom entirely. But here in the United States, confusion between harmful 7-OH and pure leaf kratom continues to blur the lines. That confusion has led to real consequences, reaching places no one expects, including a preschool, where a 2-year-old overdosed.
2-year-old in her care had to be revived with Narcan. Action News Jack's Michelle Newell reports a child accidentally ate a pill containing a controversial herbal supplement.
I've seen a lot of law enforcement cars here on that day, and they happened to stay here all day, and I thought that was very unusual.
Anthony Guillory says he thought it was unusual to see police at this Cobb County preschool because he says he's never witnessed any problems.
This is one of the best daycares here in the city of Mapleton. For many years, this daycare has always supported the community. A lot of kids go there.
On August 8th, police say they administered Narcan on a 2-year-old who was unresponsive after ingesting 7 tabs, which contains compounds of kratom, a controversial herbal supplement. Police say Kenesha Floyd, who was an employee at the time, left a package of the tablets on a shelf in a room with multiple children.
With every new story we hear about 7-OH, the scope becomes harder to ignore. It's showing up across communities, affecting neighbors, families, even young children. One story that stopped us came from a police officer whose addiction became so consuming that he was eventually caught shoplifting.
And tonight, Knoxville police are investigating after an officer was cited with misdemeanor theft. And we're digging deeper into what exactly he's accused of stealing. Now, police say Tyler Wheeler is accused of shoplifting several pouches of kratom.
10 News reporter Olivia Degg spoke to an expert from Johns Hopkins to learn more about that natural plant. It's now being turned into what she says are addictive synthetics.
Have now in the past year and a half is this development of these new semi-synthetic products.
These new synthetic products are called 7-OH.
The 7-OH products are acting at a really, really amped up level on these opioid receptors.
According to a KPD spokesperson, that's what an officer took while in uniform on duty.
That there is a different addiction profile for 7-OH products compared to kratom.
Now, these synthetic derivatives, these 7-OH products, are so new and so potent that Smith says her team of researchers at Johns Hopkins are doing one of the very first studies on it. And she says her team doesn't even think 7-OH products should be in the same category as kratom.
Her words confirmed what we'd seen all along. 7-OH and kratom are not the same. So why does this distinction remain so difficult for our government to understand? We heard that same message again from Matt Salmon of the American Kratom Association.
Chairman, members of the committee, my name is Matt Salmon. I previously served as an Arizona state senator and as a member of the United States Congress for 10 years from Arizona. Incidentally, I was born here in Salt Lake City, and my master's degree is from Brigham Young University. I am now the chairman of the American Kratom Association. It's essential to distinguish between natural kratom leaf products and chemically manipulated or synthesized substances such as 7-OH, which we do agree is a very dangerous substance.
I'm just going to say it, Big Pharma's not interested in it because they can't patent it, and so they're not going to do clinical trials. We're not going to have the clinical trials to be able to support the data that it works. And we can have all the anecdotal evidence in the world without those clinical trials. I don't know how we move forward. So I don't have any of the answers, but what I do recognize right now, we have a problem. And it's a big one with our kids and the way it's being sold in gas stations and otherwise. And right now, this is the only way I see forward. That doesn't mean that I'm not open to some other methodology to solve some of the concerns that were of the witnesses before us today. I recognize that that's real, and those are not, when I say anecdotal, that I don't believe their plight. I do.
Aye. Okay, it passes. We'll rule it passes 7-1 with Senator Weiler saying no.
Right before our eyes, Senate Bill 45 passed out of committee with a 7-1 vote and now moves to the House. But despite the debate around 7-OH, the bill itself is a full ban, making all kratom illegal.
The reality of it is, does prohibition in any sense 100% work? No, but what I don't want to see is, do I want my 17 or 18-year-old kid to be able to go down to the store and buy 7-OH pills off there, not knowing how addictive they truly are, and really, traveling that road when they didn't need to be there.
Laura mentioned in our interview about 16-year-olds or teenagers purchasing these at either a gas station or a smoke shop. Teenagers these days frequent smoke shops left and right with vapes and everything else you can think of. My biggest fear was that my 16-year-old son might go into a smoke shop for some reason and purchase some kind of pill that might be 7-hydroxymetragynine, or given a free sample. And in this next video, we see a 16-year-old go into a store, purchase 7-hydroxymetragynine, and not get carded.
How's it going, boss? You guys have 7? 7-OH? The pills, yeah. Can I get the red one? The camera? Yeah.
You're 21, right?
Yeah. 20?
What's that? Is a bakery?
Yeah, bakery.
Where?
Yeah. I'll see you later, man. I'm 16 years old. My birthday is in November 2008, and I just bought these from a smoke shop.
You guys know, and I know, that this is not uncommon. I've seen kids not get carded for drinking, I've seen kids not get carded for buying cigarettes, and now kids are not being carded for buying 7-hydroxymetragynine, one of the most addictive substances on the market right now that you can get just over the counter. And where this becomes a massive issue for me is that in the past 6 months, we have interviewed hundreds to nearly 1,000 different people who use kratom regularly and responsibly. Those people will take the biggest hit. These are people that struggle with pain. These are people that struggle with different diseases that cause pain or neurological different pain in their body, that they're subsiding all of their issues with kratom used responsibly. Those thousands of people, and across America, I imagine there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who use kratom safely and responsibly. Those people will now be affected if this government system is going to ban natural leaf kratom because of their confusion to 7-OH hydroxy or anything synthetic outside of that. That is a problem for me, because then what happens? Those people who have chronic pain, those people will have to turn to a medical system that is rooted on giving people way too much medication. They'll have to go to regular opiates, and potentially, if they can't get it there, well, they'll go to the street and find it there.
At this point, the lines are clear. Some want kratom banned outright. Others want 7-OH banned, with kratom regulated separately. But one question remains. Who exactly has been benefiting from 7-OH the most, and why aren't we hearing from them?
I think anytime there's a lot of money involved in situations, that sometimes money clouds people's judgment. And so whether it's a cartel or the Chinese Communist Party or the Russian Bratva, which we'll get into, I think it's all of them in different ways. I think anytime you have a chance to impact people's pocketbooks significantly, some people might not want that to happen. Unequivocally, with no shadow of a doubt, you have the Chinese Communist Party that is sending a series of extract solutions and solvents and things to a handful of very specific people in the U.S. They are absolutely on the naughty list, and it's a company that's on the do not fly list that is directly sending product to us.
Wait.
Not do not fly.
Right. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. It's a company. You're saying the company in China.
The company
directly sending. They're not sending it like through the cartels coming across the border. They're directly sending it to the U.S.
Directly sent to the U.S.
Yeah.
You have the cartel that's the Sinaloan cartel that's involved with some aspect of what it looks like originally money laundering, but I think it's more than that now. And then you have same thing with the Russian Bratva, that there's a direct connection to some of the industry that what looks like speculative. I don't know this to be true. It looks like one of the individuals probably took a loan out from somebody to get a business off the ground and maybe didn't know that it was someone you wouldn't want a loan from.
Yeah, when you say Russian Bratva, you're referring to their mafia?
I am.
Yeah.
And so you have this, I'll call it as much as dead to rights, this whole intelligent package that we put together that we've turned over to the FBI, to the DEA.
Well, that's not so promising these days.
Right now, we're looking for something as be conscientious of this. When this has been brought up to the FBI, they say we're aware of it, and it's part of a bigger ongoing investigation. Great. So what should I do?
Kratom was never the danger. It was just the cover. And who will be next? A total ban unintentionally protects bad actors, letting them vanish while legitimate businesses and consumers suffer. A pattern that could easily repeat in other industries. We are sharing what we've witnessed to show we can protect our communities without losing a vital resource that so many people depend on.
Ooh-wee.
That was good.
Now, if you guys didn't see episode 1, that one right there is also amazing to watch. He's putting them about out of like 20-ish minutes long, so they're not long.
Yeah, we should do like a 3-parter when the third one comes out.
Yeah, just watch them all in a row.
Yeah.
I forgot how many episodes he said he was doing, but yeah. Hell yeah, I'm down.
Man, that's good. Dude, good work. Good work.
Laura, man. I feel for her big time. You know, if anybody don't know, Laura, the one that you just saw on there, when we ask you guys to send your name, city, and state to Laura at plantsandherbals.org, she is who we are asking you to send your emails to. That way we can we're dividing everybody up by states so that if something pops off, you will get an email blast let you know what to do next, So I feel for her. She was instrumental in helping pass the KCPA in Utah.
Yeah.
I believe it was 2019, right? And for someone like her to live with that disease, that trigeminal neuralgia, which is, dubbed suicide disease, which breaks my freaking heart.
For her to like have a life, like she is active and enjoying life, and to have that dangling in front of you, like that might all get taken away. It's horrible.
Yeah, because not only does she have to worry about it being snatched up under her feet in her state, she sets that aside to still continue to help advocate in other states. That is selflessness.
Yeah.
Selfish. I don't even know if that's the right word. It's not selfish. Let me just say that. That's not a selfish human being right there.
Right.
Because she still cares. Even though she's facing this horrible freaking repeal, she puts that to the side for a minute. And, if you're not involved with what we do, every day we're getting emails, about what to do next in this state, this city, this town, this county,
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and it's just February.
Mm-hmm. And I know, huh? And I sit there and I will always call her, the Kratom advocate extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we wanted to show y'all that, we were in some hearings earlier. One went really well and the other one went really left.
Yeah.
So.
But at least one out of two is better than none.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll say that. So that's good. But anyway, thank y'all for watching, and